Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Splatterman17 here back with another review for Overlord, directed by Julius Avery and produced by J.J. Abrams, and it stars Wyatt Russell and a lot of supporting actors I've never seen before, and I don't want to be disrespectful towards them because I do actually really like this movie, but Wyatt Russell is an explosives expert, and I think he does a really good job in the movie. But basically, they start out in the plane, and basically it gets hit by a flak gun, and then they gotta abandon the B-52 bomber and jump out, and then they're kind of like everybody's lost, and they're walking around in the woods, and he's gotta like find people that he knows, obviously like Flash or Thunder. They gotta say that like when they see each other, so nobody gets shot. But anyways, they witness their captain get shot, so that really sucks. I mean, then they gotta continue the mission because they have like 6 hours until they invade the beaches in Normandy, and they gotta go down and take out the cell tower, or the tower that has all the messages and stuff, like the typewriting stuff. But I'm sure you know what that means. I mean, I'm not completely up to date on knowing every single thing about it, but they got to take it out. So the communications tower, basically they sit there and they find like four guys, and then they get like a group of five people, and then one guy steps on a landmine. I mean, that'd be pretty shitty to lose a friend like that, and it sucks if anybody has. Then they keep moving forward, and they eventually end up in town, and they end up going in this one house that has like this like creepy ass old lady that like got infected, and like the Germans are doing like tests on people, and basically like there's this one like badass German that I don't know his name. I mean, I don't know the actor's name, but like they end up like taking, like they put a gun against his head, and then he ends up like taking the kid and like riding off, and then they go to the tower, and they gotta like walk around in there slow because they don't want to alert anybody, and they're sitting there doing that, and they're doing all these fucked up experiments on people, and like people like doing some like fucking like shit, and like their arms getting like chopped off, and I thought that was real interesting. And they use practical with CGI. I thought, if I'm not mistaken, it starts off like practical, and then like it kind of like this one guy gets shot like right in the jaw, and it's like really fucked up with practical effects, and then like CGI like blends it so like he's all like fucking bloody and stuff, and like they gotta plant charges, and then they're running around in there, and and like one of the other guys, I don't know his name. I'm just gonna say the black guy in the film is down in there, and he's seeing all like this like screwed up blood, and then he like looks over and like sees this like spine and like this girl's head just sitting there, and they're getting more and more experiments as they keep going on. Then they snatch the kid, like I said earlier, and they like go in there, and like they gotta like find the kid and plant the charges and get out, and then they eventually plant them all, and like then there's this one thing that like like gets out from the door, and like drags this guy in and like eats him alive, and then they gotta had like there's different passages to get in there, like they go from the underground waterway, and they basically do that, and they got like people that give them covering fire towards like the entrance of it. Like there's people that are at the entrance, and then there's people that go below it to get in, and they're planting all the charges, and then like everybody else gets out besides Wyatt Russell and the black guy in the movie. I don't know his name, and I'm really sorry. um Anyways, he's down in there, and they're fighting, and like the one guy that stole the kid that got shot, he like can like pick people up and just throw them, and then Wyatt Russell like gets thrust into this like hook and like right into his chest, and I thought that was pretty intense when I saw it in the theater. I mean, it's still pretty good, and they get into a fight, and he eventually, the big guy's chasing around the other guy, and then Wyatt Russell's character is able to get off the hook and fall down. I mean, how anybody would be able to do that, like, is beyond me, but anyways, it happened in the movie, so anyways, it's still pretty good. And then they get into a fight, and they've already planted all the charges, and then Wyatt Russell injects himself with like this like shit that they've been injecting in dead people, and like it brings him back to life. So he injects himself and becomes more like him, and then they're both fighting, and then they're fighting, and then like Wyatt Russell throws down a canister, and then the other guy takes out a 1911 and shoots it, and it blows up. He falls down in the well, and then Wyatt Russell's character pushes the other the black guy out and locks himself in there, and then he takes the satchel charge that has the fuse and lights it, and then like the other guy's got to run out. And not to mention there's this one French girl that she's pretty good looking, I'm not gonna lie, but anyway, she's getting chased by like this like mutated thing, and she takes a flamethrower and burns it, and then the other guy is sitting there, and he has to like not look back and like just keep running to get out of the building, and he eventually does, and then they blew the whole tower, and Wyatt Russell died, but they destroyed the tower, and then they got back, and I think it's the corporal or the other guy in the camp asked him if there was any like experiments down there, and he I mean, he almost catches on to what was going on, but really he didn't know, because he talked to the black guy that had survived, and he told him that there was nothing down there. They just went down to planet because they had more than enough charges to blow the whole thing, and then they blew it, and it blew up. And I think it's a good movie. I'd give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. I was kind of leaning back and for like 7 or 8. I'm just going to give it a 7.5 out of 10, because I enjoy this movie every time I watch it, and I think it's a good movie. So have a good night.